morning, everyone. It's 7:15. I've been up for a few minutes. First light is usually when I just wake up for some reason, especially in the desert. And it's beautiful. I'm very happy and grateful to be here. We are at Ain Wadet, which, as mentioned, is basically just a well drilled by mistake looking for oil that has created an oasis. Fantastic. Breakfast is done. Convoy is getting ready. Look at this pearl. Yeah. Bene. Ciao Mohammed! Ciao!
Sì, grazie!
And after our morning dancing routine to get the muscles moving, we are back on track and ready to tackle the first obstacle of the day just outside of the oasis. Now, this little dune proved to be a bit more of a challenge than expected due to the soft sand and inclination. However, we always manage to get across a couple of tries. If you need to, don't overdo it. Just roll back down the same way you came back up. Select the right gear, pedal to the metal, and up you go. So we're in second gear low. We're gonna go full gas. Full song. There you go. There you go. Excellent job. So this other group of vehicles with the flags are French, and they're not part of our group. Well, this happens. But this is how you learn. This is how you learn. This is how you learn. So we're gonna give Gabriele a tug. So we're gonna use a kinetic line, elastic. It helps reduce the stress on the vehicles when they're being pulled. The topography of the ground in this case wasn't really on our side. The patrol was pulling downwards whilst the Ranger was facing upwards. That means you're essentially pulling the Ranger down into the ground when you want to be pulling it up and out. The long story short is, as you can tell, the Nissan Patrol was lacking grip due to the sand, ending up in a twist, which means no more pulling capacity and resetting. Two key points here. The first is one person directing the recovery is usually the better option. They can keep an eye on everything, as the two drivers do not have the bigger picture in the moment. Second of all, communication. You can tell I'm screaming my lungs off to get Federica to stop giving it full belt, as she was digging herself in even more. That would have meant possibly another recovery to undertake. I immediately opted to pause everything and get a second extension line on so that the Nissan Patrol would be over that little hump that was causing the twist and allowing for more traction and better pulling power. Digging also does help, even though in this case it would have meant a lot more digging than what we had time to do. And the pole should have been more than enough to get the Ford Ranger out. In retrospect, I do believe that an extension line pull would have been the way to go from the get-go. However, you make mistakes, you learn. So we packed everything up and rejoined the group. Vabbè, pure loro. So even the locals are getting bogged. Our peaceful section of driving over. We are back in action, baby. It's another dune belt and another series of 20, 30 recoveries, people getting stuck, winching, and much more. So out of the vehicle, spade in hand, and off we go. So the JK has a slow, great fluid leak. Apologies for not filming more, but when I'm helping recover vehicles, I don't really have my phone in my hand, so I jumped onto the Land Rover Defender. It's a 110 TD5 of Andrea and rejoined the group as we ended up being the last vehicle.
Ma un po' di gin pink? Ce lo vedo bene quella macchina, eh? Ce lo vedo molto bene. Chi è quello dietro? Nasser? No? No, è possibile. Questi dietro gli si è lasciato una strada.
So we're riding with Andrea, the chef. Land Rover Defender TD5. It's a stock vehicle, and neither it's a stock driver. Seems like we're stuck again. We're gonna winch the Land Rover Discovery 4. This is a good lesson in recoveries.
Great mom, where you been so long? Great mama, where you been so long? You been hiding out, I know that's true. Great mama, sure need you. Great ain't for you, babe. Lordy mercy, can't I see Grady Mama coming back to me? Grady Mama, where you been
So I'm riding in different vehicles today. I'm with Gabriele. He is, as you would say in Italian, number one. And we're just having fun, man. I mean, I think people are slowly getting the hang of it. And this section of dunes is very picturesque. There's the Nissan Patrol, there's Federica and Gloria inside. So we're having a bunch of the girls driving, and we're gonna make sure that that happens. So we're rejoining the group, and the Land Rover, the Disco 4, has de-beaded a tire. So we're gonna go and get the tire seated back in its bead, and we just drifted right there. Gabri is an excellent driver.
Io 20 lira me la giacca, se volete vi do quelli.
Ma Stefano, sei un grande! Le foto, se non volete ne escono, dovete pagare. Vabbè, no, quello bene.
Well, you can see that the tire is off the bead just on the outside of the rim. The vehicle is on a bit of a slope, so the front driver's side tire is in a bit of a divot. We opted to use the balloon jack, which is a really great piece of kit to have if you're traveling on sand. It uses exhaust gas to inflate and is a good option to use rather than the bottle jack, which, unless you have a plate underneath it, would just sink into the ground. However, we couldn't get the right clearance out of it, so we opted to use the bottle jack, reposition the vehicle, and get the tire beaded back on the rim.
Eh sì, però effettivamente devono togliere prima la sabbia.
Poi c'è la strada di lì, cazzo. Ah, ok. Speriamo.
Oi!
So we're reseating the bead of the tire. It's just a matter of getting enough pressure in, and we're going to be back on the road.
Ehi! Ah! Bravi!
Well, mister, isn't it easy playing out your fantasy? And I don't mean to sound so cheesy, believe me, brother, I'm living like tourist free. And your clickbait's driving us crazy. Why you spend all your days somewhere sunny, sipping paradise, just loved up in all the right ways? And all I see is you having the time of your life. But maybe just like the rest of us, you're breathing heavy under the LEDs, alright. Well, mister, it must be real nice, oh yeah.
So we're stuck on a little passage, and it's raining, and it seems to happen every single time we hit the desert, which is also good fun. Well, the day was just gonna keep getting more interesting. Over the radio came the call that the Land Rover Discovery 2 TD5 had no drive to the front axle. It's probably the front differential has let go. So we're gonna get the tires down to under 1 bar and try and get them out. So having figured out that something was up with the differential, but it wasn't clattering about too much, we decided to leave the front prop shaft in and not remove the half axles. We deflated the tires and set the Discovery 2 off in two-wheel drive. The lower tire pressure would have certainly helped him get it through the next few days in two-wheel drive. Well, just to make the matters a bit more exciting and dramatic, it was windy those days. So as a suggestion to anyone who is actually thinking of joining us for the next desert adventure, if you have them, bring a pair of dirt bike goggles. They will become essential to safeguarding your eyes. People were getting the hang of driving on the Tunisian sand dunes, especially keeping up momentum and modulating your throttle. Some people were still shy on the throttle, so usually ended up bellying out on the apex, whilst others were having a lot of fun with it, in some cases a bit too much, and a few cases of whiskey throttle as well.
Piano, 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 che le fai volare? Tira, 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 tira. Sì. Ce la fai anche in terza. You wanna try just to learn? Anch'io sarei curioso.
Proviamo. Gabri, da Fede, mi copi?
Fede, puoi salire, Gabri, è qua su.
Ottimo, grazie.
Ci manca.
Ma c'è quel gradino lì, gliela butto giù ora.
Fallo in seconda.
Seconda.
As a reminder, Federica and I in the patrol were the last vehicle, so we were the sweeper. And in this case, we were debating what gear to select. Second gear it is. It's a safer option. It keeps you in the torque range and at a safer speed, given the inclination and the sand consistency.
Perché non è che possiamo fare...
Gas ora, gas ora. Brava, perfetto. Perfetto. Navara sto allonato. So we have another tire off the bead.
So as you can see, the tire came off the bead on both ends of the rim, and that usually means it's a bit harder to get back on the bead. Now, the team that was there before us decided to opt to get the spare tire on and then reseat the bead back at camp. However, we got to work and worked our magic. Now Andrea, he's a magician, man, with vehicles. He just jiggled the tire around a bit as he was inflating air into it, and somehow it grabbed, so it started inflating and we did not have to remove the tire and rim, so we just kept going. So today's shaping up to be an intense day. It's even slightly raining. 2 tires off the bead, multiple boggings, but we are still having fun. So good. This is part of it. I don't think you can hear it, but somebody's playing Pink Floyd, and this is our camp.
Sale
E acqua.
e acqua.
Calda.
No more.
Niente più.
Hai
Tutto lì,
capito?
tutto lì.
Guarda che poi che bimbi che si è portato appresso, per provare tutto. Bravissimo.
Che dici? Oggi com'è andata?
Direi in maniera eccezionale. Abbiamo superato tutti gli imprevisti che ci sono capitati. Quindi...
Due stallonamenti.
era prevedibile. Però in compenso
siamo tutti qua, quindi vuol dire che è andata no bene, benissimo proprio.
Sono d'accordo.
Ho imparato dopo 3 giorni anche a montare la tenda.
Ecco, giusto in tempo per l'ultimo. One of the most fascinating things to witness is the preparation of Berber bread. This is prepared as it used to be and is nothing more than flour, water and some salt. The dough is then placed where the fire was burning, covered in the hot sand with some coals until it is ready to go. It's just a matter of minutes. Once it's taken out of its makeshift sand oven, it gets beaten so that the sand can come off, and I can guarantee it is absolutely delicious. One of the other delicacies is this. This is bric à l'œuf. It is egg wrapped in a thin pastry, and it is delicious. As well as chorba. Chorba is a soup, and we had it every single evening.
Somewhere sunny, sipping paradise.
So as you can see, the umbrellas are out. It's raining again in the desert.
Siamo nel deserto e piove.
Sì.
La fede, è la fede.
È la
ragazzi.
fede,
Ma
è la
non la
fede.
fede quella del Signore, la fede, quella pacchetta che porta male.
Apologies for the interruption, but I have some good news for you. I can now offer you a 10% discount code. It's a limited time offer, so check the description for the details. Take advantage of it. See you in the desert.